Good evening, everyone. How are you tonight? It's a very rainy, windy period of time up here in the Seattle area, and a nice time. Gosh, if you love the rain, you love the wind, to get out and take a walk and embrace it. If you'd rather be inside, cuddled up and nice and warm with a blanket or something, great. Anyway, welcome to the broadcast tonight. I wanted to talk about something that would hopefully empower you. That's my goal, empower you to realize that you can take um, charge of your health. And one big point I want to make is that you really are the expert in your life. You can be told left and right what to do or how to do it, but it's really, what's going on in your life. Um, the challenges that you face. You know what you need to do to be healthy in general, or you do have the specific information. Sometimes we just don't know how to implement it, and that can be the challenge. So, I just wanted to say as we go through tonight, look at things like the things I'm going to suggest, and there are only a few. There's so many things, again, and only you know. But if there's something else that you can implement into your life that you know that would help you, would create a vibrant, healthy life, then pick that. Okay. But I'll just give some offers. If that's all right with you, I'm just going to give you some opportunity to hear some ideas and you can run with it with however you think it's fit. So, um, one of the other things that I wanted to express was, life changes, as we all know. Um, with everything going on with our this COVID virus and the pandemic, it's again something I never thought I would ever have to live through, deal with, learn how to navigate. Um, the housing crisis was another one. I'd never expected to be in that position. And so when we go through tonight's broadcast, definitely think about that. When we can start to realize we are empowered, we are the experts, if we can trust our intuition or trust that, if we just do some of the work that we need to do, that we can be empowered and we can be empowered to make those choices that can help us again take charge of our health. So that's just a preface I wanted to make before I got started. And so I heard a really cool quote today, and I wanted to share it with you today. A good friend of mine, he's actually been on the show before, but his name's Charles Ellis, and he posted this today, and I thought it's perfect. Um, he said, "I don't know if you believe in miracles or not. If not, then take a gaze into the mirror, then smile and let that fire loose." So I love that. Sometimes we forget that we are actual miracles on this planet, that we are here as beings with the opportunity to experience it. And even if you do believe in miracles, still look in that mirror and realize that you are one. So, okay. All right, everyone. So, I'm going to get busy now. We'll go ahead and to go into this. But so, like in my book, Your Personal Journey with Food, I like to give some definitions for words. And one here is the word health. Um, Health has many definitions, but according to the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well being, and not merely the absence of a disease, per se, that's, of the body or mind. So sometimes when we can think of health, and me being an integrative nutrition health coach, sometimes it's assumed I just talk about that my focus is really on food. However, my focus is actually on all aspects of life. And so we're going to hit on some of those today. So that's career, education, joy, spirituality, relationships, finances. I know I'm leaving some out, but anyway, if you think about the big picture, yeah, and nutrition and things like that are all connected. So that's what the World Health Organization defines as health. Another one, Merriam-Webster, on the other hand, it states health is the condition of being um, sound body, mind, and spirit. So interesting. They both acknowledge mind or spirit, physical, and everything like that. So again, our health is encompassed by every part of our life. So if we can look at it that way, because one area of life will affect the other, then it helps us to navigate better and implement changes maybe we've been wanting to implement. So with that, I find it interesting that when again we discuss health, again we talk mainly about physical aspects, versus other aspects in our life. So all right, so I'm going to get started. Um, One area you can look at, the first one I want to talk about is your purpose. What is your purpose? And why are we here? That's kind of a big question. Who am I? You can ask these questions. Um, and everyone's purpose is unique. So that's what's really exciting. If we all did the same thing, had the same purpose, what would the world be like, right? So your purpose is really important. And so one way you can do that is to say, well, who am I? Where do I belong? And only you can define that, okay? And when do I feel fulfilled in what I'm doing? So sometimes you can go ahead and use it's a great equation for purpose by Richard Leader. Gifts plus passions plus values equals purpose. And our purpose can be anything, and it doesn't have to be in our technical career. We can find purpose in other areas of our life, right? So that can really give us that feeling of stability. We know where we are. We know we're moving in the direction that our internal self is guiding us. And I'll be one to say sometimes my purpose gets challenged, and sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, can I do this? And so it doesn't mean like just by finding your purpose or knowing it that the road's going to be an easy walk. It's still, life has its challenges and it has its amazing, wonderful experiences. So, but, really looking and defining your gifts, your passions and values, your purpose will become clearer. So, and that's one way that you can start to really taking charge of your health. Um, and I want to add too is that living your authentic self, honoring your authentic self, honoring your inner, how do I say it? Intuition. That's what I wanted to say. So, yeah, so defining your journey will really help you with your overall, um, health and taking charge of it. Another thing is, we got to get out of our heads. And I've talked about this before. I had broadcast specific to it, but mindfulness. And you'll probably say, yeah, I've heard it before. And yeah, but maybe we can take it as, oh my gosh, that could be a big key to overall health. And so I know for me that mindfulness, when I can be present with what I'm doing, present with what I'm eating, like today, my husband and I had a lot of fun. I made a stir fry, and we noticed that we really enjoyed it, and we focused on, oh my gosh, the texture was great. The spice turned out really good. He mentioned the rice, and so we were just really nice and mindful with our meal, and found that we enjoyed it more, which made us feel more present, more relaxed, and it was just kind of a neat experience. So you can do mindfulness with your food. Um, and it takes a bit of practice to be present. Um, Another area is just, being present where you are. This can really lower your anxiety as well, bringing our brain back to the present because it likes to wander back in time, forward in time, 2 minutes ahead. It's all over the place. And so, a really benefit for your health where you can take real control and take charge of your health is that practice. So, the ultimate goal of mindfulness is to be present all the time. But I don't know if that's possible, as I wrote in the book, Your Personal Journey with Food, because it does wander, but that's okay. When it wanders, you can just say, okay, come on back here. We're going to focus where we are. And that can bring down, like I said, stress levels, anxiety levels, incredibly. So that's the next area that I would suggest you work on. Um, Ways again to get out of that autopilot is, again, the mindful eating, or when you're doing dishes, just be present with where you are. This is going to sound funny and it's going to be way off, but even you know silly as this going to sound, most every task I do. And so I'm like, okay, every morning I got to clean that darn cat box, but I do my best to stay present with that. And number one, it helps me if I'm not doing on autopilot. I remember that I did it later in the day. So mindfulness is very good to do. Like I said, the mundane activities like that one, washing the dishes, you know, it also with, like, when I was talking about the food, eating and getting all the senses involved, smell, texture, taste, all that kind of stuff can really um, benefit your health. And it's a way for you to take charge of it. Um, let's see. The next one, some of you may journal, but jotting down your thoughts shown to be very helpful. Help you process things, move through challenges. There was some studies done that it can boost your mood, keep your memory sharp, um, evokes mindfulness, reduces stress, improves immune function. And they're finding that it can benefit those that, to control your emotions and level those emotions out. So found that was very interesting. So another way you can start to take charge of your health. This one I love too. The activity of continually learning. So teaching a dog old tricks, teaching an old dog new tricks. And so one thing that I found is that when I'm in a mode of wanting to learn, my brain is more active. I get more excited about the day. I'm finding something that I would like to learn. And so that helps to, get your mood up, really helps to impact your brain health, keeping it thinking. I think the whole concept about retirement has been blown out of the water, that people retire and they just sit down and they don't do anything the rest of their life. When if you have someone who's retiring and they're active, they're reading, they're engaged, those types of things, that's a way that you can take charge of your health. And what's fun is, yeah, you can learn whatever you want. If it's a new language, is it painting, cycling, gardening, whatever it is, but find something and really activate that mind. And I'll challenge you, if you think you don't have time, I would really look at your schedule and maybe even write down, what are you doing on an hourly basis in your day? And is that benefiting you? And only you can answer that question. But I would challenge you, what are you doing? And could you find time to do something like this? Learn a new skill, learn something new, keep that brain active. Let's see, mind, body, and soul. That was like one of the definitions, mind, body, spirit of, taking charge of your health, your overall health. So, again, like teaching an old dog new tricks, it's finding something you love to do and taking and carving time and making that important so you can experience it. Is it creative? Does it give you joy? Is it exercising? Whatever it is, only you can define it. Something that gives you joy and makes you, feel good, and something that helps you, do something for you. One area, interesting enough, and I can speak to this, but taking part in nature is a must. People, more and more has shown that if we can integrate with nature, get outside, the scent, the smell, commune with nature is very, very good for us as human beings. So it can ignite all of those senses, again, which can help us take charge of our health. And you'd have to know, I would say this next one, be fit. Move that body. I did a broadcast just on that. So it's a way you can take charge of your health, is is letting your body have the opportunity to move, letting your body, um, grow in strength and flexibility, allowing an opportunity for movement. So anything, is great. Walking, fantastic. There's more and more coming out though too that, really doing weight training, is really important. Strength training. Um, and that can be, at the gym, or that can be a body weight. It can be, gosh, if you want to go to the pool and use, weights in the pool, that's great. But for your overall body and helping to take control of how you'll age later, how you're going to feel, how your metabolism is going to be, being fit is really important. You don't have to be super bodies fit though. Okay. So drop that, concern about having to look like a model or someone that's perfect. I'm not talking anywhere near about that. It's just give that body an opportunity to be strong and an opportunity to move. Um, you can find friends to do it with too. But let's see, for healthy adults, the Department of Health and Human Services recommends getting at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity or 75 minutes of vigorous aerobic activity a week, and then strength training exercises for all major muscles, at least 2 times a week. So again, if that sounds like you can't fit it in, I challenge you, go ahead and look at that schedule of yours. Really write down where you spend your time. And, if this is something, again, this can be your choice. At the end, I'm gonna say, hey, pick just one thing from tonight and see how you can implement it into your life. And you'll be the one that picks it, And so here's my other challenge: get off your butt. Get off your butt. So literally do it. Movement again for the body is so important. So it's a great way, simple way to take charge of your health. Set a timer to get up and walk every, I try and do it every, 45 minutes on days that I'm in front of the computer a lot. I'll get up and I move. I'll do a couple different exercises, maybe some squats, or maybe I'll just do, laps around my place, or I'll go for a 15-minute out or 30-minute out, and 15-minute out, 15-minute back. But I just got that into the schedule. So again, check out and really look at what you're doing and how you're spending your time, and see if you can find any aha moments where you can say, hey, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize doing that, because we're not quite as mindful as we could be, right? So anyway, I'm really looking at that and getting off our butts. And this is another interesting thing. It's a common misconception that exercise can compensate for too much sitting. So that may mean you go to the gym for an hour every other day, but you're sitting most the rest of the time. It's not enough to compensate. So just look at it, gosh, am I sitting a little too much? How can I possibly allow my body to move more? So that will be very helpful. Another one is just taking care of yourself. Alternate therapies such as massage. I think sometimes we don't allow ourselves that opportunity to do something like that. So really changing our conception about self-care and realizing the benefits of massage, even like an acupuncture. Phenomenal opportunities that you can allow yourself to do something that's going to bring down stress levels. And again, it's you taking charge of your health by doing these things. So as opposed to a frivolous thing that is deemed unimportant, it actually is very important. And it is one of the hardest things for me to get myself to do too sometimes, is to say, hey, I need to go do this and try a way to do that. So go ahead and brainstorm, what other therapeutic things could you do? Could it be, gosh, you need to go have someone look at your knee or something that you have chronic pain in all the time, that you may feel you have no way to get around it, but maybe taking that step to help your body with that. So So anyway, really going ahead and listening to your body, the aches and pains, and figuring out, how can I help my body with this? Here's one way you can help with many things is get your sleep. I used to say, I don't need sleep. Sleep's for the weak. I was proud. I'd work till 1 in the morning when I was in corporate America. I'd work till 1 in the morning, and I was up at, gosh, I don't know, 5:30 every day. And it, I promise you, doesn't do you any well to bring up if you don't sleep, anxiety goes up, brain fog happens, you're too tired, you amp up on sugar, you get cravings, you get all this stuff. So take it from someone who didn't want to do it, didn't want to someone who does sleep now. And I value my sleep really, really a great deal. So, one area you could do is to say, hey, I do need to sleep. My body needs that. That's something that I can do to take charge of my health. Um, so the variable of time can be different, but the average person it's stated needs about 7 to 9 hours of sleep. But basically, gosh, getting enough sleep can offer tons of benefits, total opposite of what I just said. But then, again, the aspect of not getting it will increase health conditions. I know when I had poor sleep, I had weight gain. I became pre-diabetic, which was a higher risk for type 2 diabetes. Also, other areas are if you don't get enough sleep, they're showing heart disease and stroke. Okay, so one way you can take charge of your health is really embracing that time to let your body rest. Let it do what it needs to do while you're sleeping. Um, Protective benefits allows your body and mind to rest, replenishes and restores your energy, reduces stress, improves concentration and cognitive function, and really allows helps your body heal. Like I said, so your cells can do what they need to do. It allows your body to detox, all those things. So sleep is not just something for the weak. It is important. So that's a great way to take charge of your health. And here we've got this has helped too. A way to do that is just create a routine. And I've talked about this before, creating a sleep routine, just simplifying your evening as it goes, knowing that you basically want to get to bed about the same time every night. We're in a very tech savvy world now. You can record the shows that are on really late and watch them at different times now, so you don't have to stay up. The other thing is if you're forcing yourself to stay up really late, you will get those cravings. You're going to eat more food because you're trying to stay up, and therefore you'll gain more weight, or again, eat things that maybe are not serving your mind and your body as a whole. So, so go to bed same time every night. See if you can get a nice, dark, quiet, comfortable environment created. Exercise daily. Not recommended to do it right before bed because that's going to amp up your body temperature and your heart rate and things like that. But do get your body tired physically, where it wants to sleep. This is a challenge for everybody today. I know that, but limit the use of electronics before bed, and relax before bed. Make that plan. Of what works for you. Is it reading? Is it a little bit of stretching, a warm bath, whatever it is for you that helps to bring down your stress levels. This is a really good one too. Avoid alcohol and stimulants such as caffeine late at night. I know if I have a glass of wine at night or two, I sleep horrible. It amps up my heart rate. Alcohol does that to me. My heart rate goes really fast. I can't sleep. And the interesting part is then it upsets my digestive tract. So then I have feelings of anxiety the next day. It's just, yeah. So avoiding alcohol, especially on nights you need to sleep, and realize that if you do drink alcohol, you probably won't sleep very well. Avoid nicotine. And also, it's stated avoiding prescribed sleep medications as much as you can, if you can. and especially those that are addictive. So anyway, by creating a routine and letting your body just kind of do what it needs to do, follow its rhythm, its sleep rhythm, is really a way to take charge of your health. Um, you probably heard this one too, as well. Getting enough water. It's something very simple that go ahead and just check in with yourself. Well, how much water am I really drinking? But it's crucial to our to maintaining our health. It's interesting how you can. I'm just throwing this in here. You can do without food longer than you can without water. So if you are functioning in a dehydrated state, it can affect so many things. So just adding a little bit more water, gosh, it'll balance the body fluids, which help and are necessary to digest, for absorption, circulation, creation of saliva, transporting our nutrients, and helping maintain our body temperature. So just adding some water is great. Water-rich foods are awesome. Vegetables, broth-based soups, oatmeal, and beans tend to look um, more substantial, and they also require chewing. But you'll also when you add those, you'll feel fuller. But drinking fluids, drinking water, and also drinking fluids when you're exercising is really important to avoid muscle fatigue. So if you find that you are getting really fatigued with workouts and stuff, exercising, just check your water take. So anyway, it's essential role for us, and also removing toxins. So we have to keep putting this water in so our body can get rid of toxins created from just the digestion process that we have, right? Helping the kidneys and regulating our bowel movements. So one way you can take charge. Getting your vitamins through fruits and vegetables, adding beautiful colored fruits and veggies to your meals. Something you can implement if you're not used to it and you've been eating out of packaged foods and things like that. You just start adding a little bit at a time to help your taste buds, get used to these types of foods. But fruits and veggies, they have all that great essential vitamins and minerals that you need, and especially if you mix them up and things like that. MyPlate.org states health benefits of a diet rich in fruits and veggies include the benefits are a reduced risk of heart disease, including heart attack and stroke, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. When I was pre-diabetic, I wasn't eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. I was eating a lot of processed foods, way too much food. I was definitely drinking a lot. I wasn't sleeping, like I said, but now I eat so many fruits and vegetables. That's really helped my body. I know it can help many. Um, it can protect against certain types of cancers. Also, lower blood pressure happens when you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, reduce risk of developing kidney stones, and it helps to decrease bone loss. Um, it helps you reduce the risk of developing kidney stones and decrease the risk of bone loss. So plant foods are rich in like antioxidants, vibrant colors. Look for that kind of stuff, phytochemicals, and they offer a ton of benefits from anti-aging to disease prevention. So just that is a way you can take charge. Staying well by getting all your checkups done. So it's not everyone's favorite thing to go in to the doctor, but knowing your blood work, you know, um, checking your blood pressure, knowing your glucose levels, your A1C levels, C-reactive protein, uh, cholesterol levels, getting all that stuff checked is really important. Vitamin D, pay extra. It's probably not covered by insurance, but I recommend paying extra to know where your vitamin D levels are. And we can think of going to our doctor as just, oh, we only go when we're, not feeling well. But if you go, you can really, for a wellness visit, and find a doctor that's on you can really integrate into your team of health experts that can help you. to take charge of your health, it's a phenomenal opportunity. And we are almost done, but here's one that maybe you hadn't thought of, but your teeth, checking our smile and our gums. So it's one thing that we hadn't really thought about. Yeah, we want nice looking teeth, but they're finding more and more that the dentist can be our first line of defense, or a really great way to see if we do have possibility of having a type of a disease, or possibly prone. Sorry. So it's a window, as they're saying now, to what's going on in the rest of your body, and a great way of detecting the early signs and symptoms of systemic disease, such as diabetes. Your X-rays can signal bone loss if that's happening. We're also finding that the connection with our mouth, our sinuses, is so close to our brain, right? So we really want to keep this environment in our mouth, healthy gums, healthy teeth. So when you're brushing next time, it's more than just that, but it's a great way for you to take charge for even how you can keep your teeth. My brother, who's an orthodontist, says to me, when I was younger, he goes, "Yeah, well, you just floss the teeth you want to keep." It's always, and I hear him every time I'm flossing. Yeah, I want to keep this one. I want to keep that one. So very helpful. And lastly, and you may not have thought of this, but our environment's very important. And it's a wonderful way to take charge of your health, because it's reducing clutter in our environment. So uh, psychologists are starting to actually recognize that clutter can have a detrimental effect on our mental and physical health, and it can lead to sensory overload, and to already a taxed brain. So if we can have a cleaner space, a simpler space, our brain can then, regulate down, and then have more productive thoughts, because it's not worried about a lot of stuff happening around it. So having a really messy home can cause a really chaotic morning. So what's great is just being organized and decluttered. So, having in the night before, having everything in place, know what you're going to wear, um, organizing your kitchen. I got a little story there to tell you just before we close, but also getting rid of things we don't need is a great benefit. You can feel lighter and more and more detached, but you can also pad your wallet by selling stuff these days. So if you don't have a lot of clutter, if you do have a ton of clutter, don't let it overwhelm you too much. Just take a few moments each day, and that can help clear things up. One thing that really helped me actually is I got my place to kind of where I wanted it, but I had these last things. I just couldn't figure it out. The kitchen, I had as best I could, but it was driving me crazy. The drawers were kind of disorienting, and it just didn't flow. And I actually did invest in an organizer, and she helped me. She came over because she could do things that I couldn't see. And so that's another area you can take charge of your life, is to bring in an expert to help you. We're not experts in everything. That's why, again, our purposes are all different. Like what I said in the beginning, find your purpose. So my purpose is not organizing so much. So I realized that, and I really set anxiety, and I got some help. And so it really, really was beneficial. My brain is a lot calmer in the kitchen now, because I don't have all this chaos. And so anyway, just a little bit at a time, or if you need some help, yeah, find somebody to help you organize. So there are so many other things you can do to take charge of your health. The last thing I want to say is decide to do it. Decide you are capable. Understand you are the expert in your environment. And maybe in just some cases, you've got to say, "Hey, I'll find an expert." Or maybe you can say, "Hey, I'll find a coach to help me look at this whole big picture." so I can really take charge and I can do it. I just need that little bit of assistance. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the list briefly. And again, these are just suggestions, but so find that purpose, live as that authentic self, practice mindfulness, be present, avoid living in that autopilot when you don't even remember, if you did something because you weren't present in the action of doing it. Um, you know, Journal a bit, write your thoughts down. Um, learn something new, get that brain excited to delve into something that interests you. Um, Connect that mind, body, and soul. Again, find something you enjoy doing. Get fit. That can all be connected. You want to learn something new and it has to do with dance or anything like that. That's still your learning. You're getting fit and connecting mind, body, and soul. So a lot of these things can be all integrated together. Um, avoid sitting for long periods. Treat yourself to massage or acupuncture, acupressure. Get some sleep. Stay hydrated. Eat plants. And keep up your wellness visits. See a dentist. Declutter, those types of things. So it's full of ideas of how you can take charge. And again, the main one is making that decision and realizing you do have the power, the ability, the fortitude. Again, you are the expert in your world. And maybe you just need a guide or somebody to help you kind of navigate it to get you on the path, but you are capable. Okay. So go ahead. I challenge you, go ahead and pick one of these things I talked about tonight and see how you can implement it. Don't take on the whole list. You don't have to. You can try, but just, be willing to feel very uncomfortable taking something, a big picture. That's fine too if you want to try that. It's totally up to you. My challenge is pick one. And again, if nothing on that list is something that if something popped into your mind and said, hey, this is actually what I need to work on. Could have been finances. Could it have been, investigating something different for education, for your career, whatever it is, do that. Whatever your brain was fired up about is what may be the first thing for you to do. So thanks a lot, everybody, for joining me for Tough Love Tuesday. It was a pleasure to be here. I'm hoping you feel armed and ready to go. If you have any questions at all, you can always email me via my website, tracycromwell.com. There's a scheduling app on there where you can even request a quick consult with me. That's fine. Or you can message me through Facebook. But I'm here for you. And don't hesitate to reach out. Again, Tough Love Tuesday. If you're on the podcast, recorded live every Tuesday night and then posted up as a podcast. All right. Have a great evening, everybody. It was a pleasure being here, and I'll talk to you soon. All right. Bye-bye.